Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to another video. Welcome to another mukbang. You can tell we're having a mukbang tonight. I am extremely excited to talk about the subject we're talking tonight, but I'm extremely excited to talk about food. So for all that you know me, for the people that know me, you know I'm basically like a basic bitch. I eat very simple food, non-transformed food, but there's a fancy side to the Ink Vendetta, and that's sushis. I love sushis. Now, gratefully, thankfully, we have 3 sushi shop at in Lachine where I live. Probably shouldn't say my city, but guess what? It's a big city with over 15 people. I'm in a really good mood today. I don't know why. There's just days where you feel like you can take on the world. Today, one of those days. Now, why am I saying there's 3 sushi shop in Lachine? What purpose does it serve? A very, very simple purpose, technically. Actually, and I was gonna say a third. I was hoping for a third one, but I cannot figure it out. It's because I try to stay loyal. I try to support business that I support. I get a kick. I get a kick of having this. Okay, so this is actually, I'm supposed to do a mukbang, but it's actually a cool story that I wanted to plug in. Just a little je ne sais quoi. You know what? We're gonna be putting on glasses because I feel like putting on glasses. I should be able to do whatever the fuck I want. There you go. Looking different, looking fatter. I don't know. I don't know what they're saying. So we had this mom and pop restaurant about 2 to 5 street from my. I don't want to be too precise again. But yeah, so we had this mom and pop shop that was making sandwich, and it was like a Subway but without the choice. So you'd say, yeah, what is the point? Well, they made panini, and that was my first panini experience, so I was really, really enjoying that. And they closed. But before they closed, I would go there every 2-3 weeks, and they knew me by name, and they were asking me about my dad. And again, it's the fact that it's a small town, yes, but the fact that I was supporting this business that knew me, and even if they didn't care, I was like, I know those people. My neighbors actually came to visit on the day of my prom. Didn't have to. So it's those close neighborhood, like a really small neighborhood, that sense of community. One of my favorite Netflix show, by the way. Gonna say it like that, right? And I'm always supporting this one sushi shop, right? And guess what? I went on Uber Eats. Shout out to Uber Eats, by the way. All ale capitalistic value, which is the subject of tonight. A little spoiler, but then again, who gives a shit, right? And apparently my loyalty cost is buy one, get one free. So we went to a store called Sweet Poke and Sushi in Lachine. Shout out to them. Never had it, so first time, right? But I'm gonna tell you something that is insane. Last week you saw me order from a hamburger shop. To me, sushi takes a bit more work, right? Which is, to me, again, cost. You're allowed to charge more if you do more work, right? So, yeah, I'm gonna show you what I do. What I used to do back in the days. Back in the days, that was 2 weeks ago. I would make a video for what we have, right? And then I would put it on both video, because this is again for 2 times. It's gonna be Saturday and Sunday meal, which is something I want to do every single fucking time, right? Not sure about this shirt, to be honest. Not sure about this shirt, but hey, we're gonna do what we're gonna do, and we're gonna do it right here, right now, because we want to do it. All right. So, what I'm gonna do here today is showcase all the food, right? Then I'm gonna be eating half of it, right? And tomorrow on the morrow, look how nice it is. They put Ink Vendetta, right? And this is not my address. You can look it up. You can Google search that shit. You won't find me, or you will, and I'll be sorry I ever posted this video. But then again, live and learn, friend. Live and learn. So again, we're gonna be showing up everything we order. There's 2 days worth of food here. So before you're such a freaking pig, Inky, no I'm not. No I'm not. Mom says I wasn't. right? And with this huge fucking straw, you should be able to tell me what I'm drinking, right? And you should be able to have it. Now, again, now I can officially call myself an official Uber Eat aficionado, and that for the aficionado, this is the 5th time that we are ordering food from those stores. So again, it makes me kind of like a habitual, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I don't care. So what we have is, I have to open up shit because I don't know what it is. To me, it's pretty simple. We're supposed to have, oh, they did it really well. I dig those boxes because they seem simplistic. It's a really simple folding technique, right? But it serves a purpose. So these are the gyoza, right? The gyoza. We'll be eating those tomorrow. On the morrow. Tonight what we're going to be eating are sushis. Now, technically I should be able to tell you the name of the sushis, but because I'm Canadian, because I got a fucking French accent, I'm not going to tell you because I might make mistakes. And let's be honest. Let's be honest. Right? Shout out to MTV Jersey Shore for teaching me the expression. I was laughing so hard when I was 12. And now that I'm 31, not so funny anymore, but still hold a place in my heart. Yeah, by the way, there was a reunion between Sammy and Ronnie from Jersey Shore. And if you don't know Jersey Shore, you have no fucking idea what I'm talking about. But most of the time I'm talking, you don't have any idea what I'm saying. It's gonna have a charm in itself. And here, my friends, here are the fried oyster. And we're gonna have one because I've been craving those. Pétong pané. Call me French because I am. They're amazing. You know what? I'm gonna be kind of honest. This is some of the best snacks I had. Again, first time shopper. I had sushi, sweet sushi and pokeballs in the sheet on Notre Dame Street. It's just phenomenal. You got the oyster. It's really well cooked. You got the breading. This is really nice, not salty, you know what? Not salty, not peppery, but it does hold a punch, it does hold flavor. Now, what I do love, those are phenomenal. Those are a must. What I love about this is, again, we saw this last week with the Notre Bœuf de Grasse. Putting simply like this on top, I love it because I get to showcase the company, I get to showcase basically what it is. Those are bubble tea. Sadly, I'm not a bubble tea aficionado. I had a date years ago on a bubble tea. That's pretty much my only experience. Yeah. And yeah, so what we have is, we went for a very, about two. One for tonight, one for tomorrow. Or one for tonight, one for tomorrow. We went very simple. There was a lot of flavor that I didn't know if I would like or not, like matcha tea. And I was like, maybe that's not my thing. But we bought a bubble tea with honeydew watermelon. You can see the color here. Should I show you the color or no? Dirty table. Don't give a dirty table. You know what's up. I'm a single guy in his 30s. And that's the way it should be. Because I'm ugly. We have two kinds of sushis. Now, sushi roll. Holy, dude, sushi and poke balls hook me up big time. Got sushi roll, and to be quite honest, I'll show you the sushi roll in a second. Just let me grab my bubble tea straw. Bigger because better. They always say bigger is better. I don't know if that's true, but in this case it is. So if I saw a couple of YouTube videos, because let's be honest, if you're creating YouTube content on YouTube, you're probably watching content on YouTube. It's like great is this side with the kind of sharper edge. It's used to purse the bubbles of bubble tea. right? Oh, look at the way it goes down, dude. It's nice. So the sushi roll are a bit smaller than I thought. This seems to me like it's only one, and they cut it in half, which I'm not gonna complain because again they hooked me up. They hooked me up with ginger. Oh. And wasabi. Whew. Not a fan of the big taste, but hey. So we got some sauce. They hook your boy up with sauce like there's no tomorrow. If there was a zombie apocalypse, tomorrow, your boy would have sauce. He wouldn't have food, but he would have sauce. And then, I know what you're saying. And I know what I said. And I know that if you've been following the channel for a while, like, well, I did say the fact that if you have a lot of sauce, nothing on the side, you're basically not believing in your product. But in this one, it might be just generous. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. And this, my friend, this is the Meals of Resistance. Now, this I'm gonna have to show you because this is phenomenal, right? So we're gonna be folding. I'm just suggesting you and I might not be the best thing. Whatever happened to Mariana Trench? Hey kid, you wanna do like I do? Got kicked out of high school. And a cheer chest. Look at this shit. We got, ladies and gents, 20 sushis. Now, everything I showed you, and then the sum costs a grand total of $80. Now I know what you're saying. Inky, that's kind of expensive. And it is. But today, we're checking out Capitalistic. And this is the subject of this video. But before that, we're going to be enjoying bubble tea. I'm not sure if I like bubble tea, to be honest. It's pleasant, though. Right now, what I'm having is... Wow. The bubble, the taste. It does taste like honeydew watermelon, which is great. Not my favorite thing, but still. I didn't want to go. They had fucking matcha. And if I didn't like matcha, what am I going to do? So we have one of those crab rolls, which is basically crab, rice, and seaweed. That's a good sushi. Very good sushi. And then we have this one, which is tempura shrimp. Really good. I'm gonna go ahead and say the taste. Oh, they put a little Quebec flag. I love that, and I love this. I'm really happy that we're getting this. I'm not sure I should be talking in French because this is kind of like a French restaurant, I guess. But to me, it seemed like English. I didn't know. We got the chopsticks. Now you're gonna see a Quebecois dude use chopsticks. So the way I know how to use it, I like to put it here, right, in this one. I like to put this one here, right, and I like to pretend like I'm a fucking pro, but I'm not. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to use it. I'll be trying out. There you go. You know when you pretend that you're not good with something and you're good, and you actually look good, but the only reason you look good is because you mentioned not being good? That's called manipulation. That's called good sushi. This is phenomenal. Honestly, highly recommend sucré sushi and poke, which is sweet. There's not a lot though. It kind of cost me a lot, but that's Uber. They're delicious. It's not quite how I am. Now, the reality is, I didn't mention today in this very video how I was watching on YouTube videos a lot. Maybe I could go or watch how to have chopstick. Maybe you heard the very first sentence that I said. which was what? Sushi, fancy ink like sushis. Maybe it's just a force of habit. So we're gonna be doing 6 and 6 because again, meal for today, meal for tomorrow. Those are delicious, really delicious. I'm not just giving him a shout out, but again, a shout out for a sushi place. Now, I'll be honest, this place isn't new, but the old sushi places they both have a certain age. When I look at my naked arm, because I don't look at them often, I see lyrics. Bring me the horizon, crucify me, which is a verse from the Bible. There's a world. I'm not gonna sing it. Should I sing it? I am an ocean, I am the sea, there's a world inside of me. I am an ocean, I am a sea, no set of long could savage me. Save yourself, save yourself. We got this one, which is basically talking to myself, pushing everyone away. They can see it in my eyes. I needed them to say something I would know. It's the Affliction. We got the Bring Me the Horizon. I can't drown my demon. They know how to swim. The farther I get, the higher it seems. I can't drown my demon. They know how it seems. If you can tell by the song, this is Can You Feel My Heart, 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 heart. If you look here, we got a stair, a helmet, and a apple, which is also Bring Me the Horizon. Huge fan, or was before their old stuff. And it's actually from their song, and The Snake Starts to Sing. The Snake Starts to Sing is a reference song from the amazing Bible. My apologies. Pretty distracting. It refers to one of the songs said, you have to break up. Was that your knight in shining armor? Helmet. The apple of your eyes? An apple. Or just a step to climb. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that nuts? You see? And finally, this is pretty much it. This is... Oh no! So, not a lot of people see this. They see this tough guy with tattoos. But I'm actually a Swiftie. Yeah, been a Swiftie for a while. Where you see a garden of roses, I see a field of thorns. And that's from the song of Taylor Swift, Blank Space. She doesn't say this exactly, but she says something different. She says something kind of similar. So, Swiftie for life. Because tattoos are for life. Okay, so you didn't taste the sauce. So we got soy sauce. This, I don't know what it is, but it's pretty good. I would say spicy mayo, but it's not. Wow. Okay, we got sweet sauce. Finally, we have this. That's spicy mayo. So this, I don't know what the fuck that is, but it's pretty good. 3 great sauce. I got 4 sushi left. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try sushi in every sauce. There are 4 crab sushi, and I know what you're saying. Inky, you said that crab sushi were the best. Why do you need sauce? Well, the reality is, I like my sushi with sauce. But the shrimp will deep fry in tempura. Now, them being deep fried in tempura means that they're having this really nice texture. Oh, that's just spicy. And I don't want to break the spiciness. Right? We have this super sweet soy sauce. Oh no. Crazy. Because you know mayo, you'd be pushed to grab the mayo. But once you taste this sweet and salty especially better. And the last one, the onion sauce. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Really fucking good. That's one nature. Oh no. Catch it with my other end. Good gosh, girl. So already done with your meal, right? We eat half as a good boy. Am I feeling full? The reality is, you're not gonna feel full until you stop eating. You watch people, again, on YouTube. Yeah, I've been plugging in this shit for a while. Watch people on YouTube, you get to realize that there's everything. One of them is called Furious Pete or Maddie Stone, which are both competitive eater. Do you know what they have in common? When they're filming their video, you see them eat fast. Do you know why they're eating so fast? They have to. So when you're competitive eating, when you stop eating or stop chewing, your brain tells your body to start digesting. And when you start digesting, that's when you're full. So the problem with sushi is they're bite size, so you can have them as bites. And when you stop eating, like right now, you feel how full you are. This is a sushi roll. We took crab, we took shrimp, we took it's basically a lot of things. I see lettuce, I see rice, rice wrap, which is basically like seaweeds. My apologies. I'm saying crab and saying shrimp. It's just so good. I'm always afraid. We do have a little perfume there, which reminds me of ginger, which a lot of sushi shop use. Not a fan of ginger, but pretty good. Really good. A spring roll. It's weird, huh? Because everything else, if you had a rice wrapper or some rice, you'd say, yo, bro, that's too much rice. If you're looking at the texture here, you're actually seeing, bro, it's no difference. So it's probably different. And lastly, the oyster, fried oyster. Now, I'm pretty full. And it's not because I had a whole speech. It's really good. The reality is, you saw me last week. Okay. So this is a little trick. If you're doing content on YouTube, when you do mukbang, you saw me last week. I was eating slower. I was eating less. The reality is, you have to eat before a mukbang. A small snack. Why? Because when you're hungry, you eat fast. When you eat fast, you get full. Right? So what you do is you eat slower, and you can talk about it. So we're done with food. The restaurant, again, sweet sushi and poke, really good. Didn't have a dessert option, right? Which kind of sucks. But the entire rest, it was so good. But this was such an experience, and I'm honestly glad that I had it. Now, what I'm gonna do is, we still have my bubble tea. So you'll be chilling, right? If you came in for the mukbang version, the mukbang portion of this video, feel free to click off. But if I was you, I would strongly suggest staying, because we're about to talk about capitalistic, and I want to call it class zero. Now, sorry, no gas, nice. Why call it class zero is because we're gonna be figuring shit out that we don't see often. And I want to give them a shout out because I know it's not a French Canadian place. I know that, right? But they actually made the effort to put this. They actually made the effort to put their name in French. So they're making the effort to be like, yo, we're exotic, but we still belong. And I'm not saying that you need to put something like this or put your titles in French to belong to something. I'm not saying this. I'm not saying that you should put your name in English to belong. What I'm saying is, the fact that you're making an effort is appreciated. And people are more likely to go to the business because they're seeing you make an effort. Because you're like, dude, I appreciate the effort. I appreciate the thought. The thought counts more than the actual results. The food was great. It wasn't expensive. So the total of the order with the tips, I gave it 20% tips because I'm like that. Not to flash money around, but to flash money around. And the reality is, I'm losing my job in March, and I don't know if I'm going to be ordering. I'm losing my job in March, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to give that big of a tip. That's the reason why now I have a good job. I spend money. I have savings, don't worry about it. But there's this law of, put 10% in the bank. 40% should be for your bills and shit. 30% for leisure. The multi is good, but like, it's really good. I like it, but I won't go to the restaurant just for that. So to be fair, and the fact that they have it is nice because I can get a video, I can do something different, but it's not something that's gonna break. Not the deciding factor. Macchiato bubble tea. Nice. I think it's I think there's a special word for that. Tapioca? I'm not sure. So, give me a sec. I'm gonna clean up a bit. I'll be right back. And there we go with part 2. So this is technically the same video. I'm gonna stitch them together. But you guys know there was a huge break. I took a wonderful crap. I'm more of this wonderful bubble tea. Did my nails. Did my hair. I'm looking pretty. Now, you realize that we've been putting down the glasses because I forgot them. The reason we forgot them is because we took note. Now, what I'm saying is not factual. What I'm saying is not an absolute. So, keep in mind that this is just an opinion. We're just talking. Why am I making this little warning, this little disclaimer? It's because this is, again, I watched a movie called Fight Club last week. And it was a great movie that I've watched over 30 times. Yeah. And that movie always wakes up something in me. Something that needs to rebel. Something that needs to be fixed. And sadly, this movie is seen as misogynistic. A apex of toxic masculinity. Now, when I say I'm not sure about this shirt, there's also a reason. There's a reason why we put the glasses. There's a reason why I put this shirt. Now, you've been following me for months. You've been following me for 3 years because I've been making content for 3 years. Happy birthday to me. By the way, and you never see that shirt. Do you know why? Because I know I'm overweight. And I'm not gonna, even though I'm not ashamed, even though I'm not shy about it, I'm not gonna broadcast it, right? So the reason why we put this is simply for this sentence. My favorite movie is Fight Club, and if this means that I'm a toxic masculinity, then the poster child for toxic masculinity is an overweight 5'4" Canadian, French Canadian. Canadian, French Canadian, or French Canadian. Call it as you want, call it as you wish, I don't care. Because we got some chopsticks. Was it planned? No. The chopstick, I think, adds a little bit of charms. So, what we're going to be looking is something called a little lesson on capitalism. And I want to call this lesson on capitalism 0 because they don't teach you in school. They'll never teach you anywhere else than on a silly video on YouTube from a dude that has 240 followers. Just reached that today. Thank you. So, the reason why we're doing this, of course, is because I wanted to do this video. The reason why we're doing this video is because when I was thinking, I had a couple beers. By a couple, I mean a lot. When I wrote this, I was ordering. You know it's bad. No, it's an addiction for food, because I do have an addiction for food. Sorry, Ma, your son's an addict. Sorry, Dad, you're not watching this, so who cares? When I did that, it was 3 a.m. on the Friday or Saturday morning. It's 5 o'clock, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Conversation got boring. I said I had to leave soon, so she come up to my bedroom. Such an amazing song. I don't remember the artist, but fuck, the 2000 were amazing, weren't they? And when we did that, I was trying to order, but the only place that were open were Burger Kings and McDonald's, and I realized that slowly as the inflation grew, the prices grew. Those achievable, attainable, accessible meal that were once an integral part of my childhood, my livelihood, my entire cultural appropriation of fast food is now something that is niche, that is something that is very expensive. A Big Mac is costing $20. Now, McDonald's did say they're going to bring this down, but it's still $20. Now, I said that this was a question about McDonald's. I said about this was a subject about capitalistic. Am I pointing finger at McDonald's in particular? No. This goes much deeper than that. So, what you know, right, is that I ordered food and it cost me way too much. Now, technically speaking, this was less expensive than I thought. This was less expected than I think, because yesterday we went on Burger King to order, because I always have McDonald's. So, to do different for the channel. For you guys, of course, for you guys, I do everything. Because for 2 days, it cost us $115. Now, when I saw that, I had just finished watching Fight Club. I was pissed. I was drunk, right? I was pissed. I had overpaid. I felt guilt. I felt shame. And then, in that moment of weakness, in that moment of true despair, financial despair, because again, I'm losing my job in 4 months, and I should probably save money, but then again, addiction is a real son of a bitch. So, I was ashamed, so I started writing. And when I start writing, it's when I start talking. When I start talking in video, you know I cannot stop, right? You're gonna be seeing me playing with chapstick, drinking my bubble tea, right? All a gifts, not a gift, I paid for it, but still. From Sushi Sushi's and Pokeball. Sweet Sushi and Pokeball, my first time, not a sponsor, never will be a sponsor, but hey, a man can dream, because when a man stops dreaming, he starts sleeping. And when he starts sleeping, nothing else around him matters. There's a question of what's reality and what's fake. A Fight Club. Fight Club was an amazing movie about an insomniac, right? But it's not the subject. You're getting lost and confused because this is supposed to be lost and confused. You're seeing somebody think outside the box with confused talk, sure, but it's not outside the box, and you're so inclined and so in sync with what's inside the box that the second that you step out of the box, it feels weird. What I'm saying is weird, yes, but the reason it's feeling weird is because you never had those thoughts, and you never met someone with those thoughts. Now, am I saying I'm unique? Am I saying I'm different from you? Absolutely not. Again, this is all from a drunk guy on a Friday evening ordering Burger King drunk as fuck. If that's your poster boy for, again, using poster boy because it's a word I learned today, and I'm going to be learning a evolved vocabulary for you guys. If you think that this is worthy of being studied, then go ahead. But again, this is just drunk can talk. Again, this is just a silly video about a mukbang from a dude that doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I stopped school and high school. I didn't belong. Still don't belong. Doesn't mean here it's not working. Right? So, the reason is, I talk about market capitalistic, is yesterday when I saw the bill, actually, I'm lying. I'm a total liar. This wasn't yesterday. This was this morning. We're Saturday evening at 8:15 p.m. This is still the same day. When I saw the bill, I saw $120. I had this insane moments of clarity, of lucidity. And I was like, what the fuck? So I actually went back and saw my order to realize maybe I double pressed something. You know, when you go on Amazon and you order some product because you didn't pay attention, yeah, impulse buying is a bitch. I impulse buy, right? I was like, shit, I fucked up. But I didn't. And then I realized that the reason why it was because there was a lot of delivery fees. There was a lot of fees that were hidden. And again, I'm not blaming Burger King nor McDonald's nor Uber Eats. It's a combination of two said service, not business, service, delivery and food together. So it's normal that when you have two service, you get charged more. This is called a markup. But a markup is a subject we'll be talking about later on in this video. A markup is the real reason you're paying more than you should be paying, right? So, we now see that money has no value. Because, again, I'm making a good salary. I'm making 2032. Where are you? I got something for you now. Shout out to Scooby-Doo. Simple Plan, which is a Canadian band. Yeah, enough said. So this is 6 hours of work, and I'm making 2 videos for 6 hours of work. It seems like a lot, right? And if I would go to the store, and the real thing is I haven't went to a McDonald's in months. So there's a markup. There's inflation. There's also this there's also this lost knowledge of how things are supposed to cost. I'm seeing chicken. I'm seeing $6.15 for a whole chicken. And I'm saying, what a great price. But I have no idea what the actual value of a chicken is. Which means I have absolutely no value or no knowledge of the value of money. To me, a $6.15 whole chicken is an amazing price. But what if I was to find another place that was selling the same chicken for $3? I thought the $6.15 was an amazing price because I didn't know better. I didn't know the value. If my chicken costs $3 to produce, if my chicken is evaluated at $3 and it's sold at $6.15, there's a markup of 200%. Now, I get what you're saying. Oh, Inc., they cook it on place. Oh, Inc., you wouldn't be able to buy a chicken from a farm because you don't live near a farm. And you're right. You're absolutely right. This is the reason they're marking up. This is their service they're offering. The reason why they can offer this service and the reason I want to pay for this service is because they're doing something I can't. Now, when you go to the barber shop, you get your barber to cut your hair. My dad cuts my hair because, again, we don't have a lot in common, so that's one of the only things we do together. Son and father, which is an important relationship in every young man's life. Now I'm 30, I'm not a young man, but if it wasn't for my father, I wouldn't be the man I am today. So that's why I'm grateful. It's one of the only activities we do together. If it wasn't for my father, I cut my hair myself. Because if you look at it, my hairs are actually short. And it can only have a buzz cut, it's going to be fine. Right? So, by knowing this, I can do something. Now, if I was to go to the dentist, I would accept a markup because I cannot clean my teeth like they do. If I was to go to the optometrist, which is basically the eye doctor, I would accept the markup. Again, they're offering me something I can't do. Right? If I was to go to the doctor, we have a free healthcare in Canada. But I understand why it's so expensive, right? I'm seeing some crazy price that don't make sense to me, but I understand why it's expensive. It's a service you cannot achieve, right? So we have this markup because, again, I'm giving you something you cannot have, so be thankful and pay more. Pay for what I'm offering, right? Pay for the fact that I'm offering you, right? We're being bred to understand that value of money is something different. Work hard, you get money. If you don't work hard, you don't get money, right? And by the same... charge a high price for something called service. Yeah, perfect. Talking about that, I actually wrote down notes because I know I tend to go off the rails. Actually, there was never a train. It was only rails, and we start going out of it a couple seconds in, right? So again, the reason why I accepted this markup is because, again, we know that you're offering me a service that I wouldn't be able to get otherwise. But I also understand that's already what I'm going to be saying is already something that a lot of people don't take in consideration. I saw a hot one, Sean Evan, big fan of Hot one of the coolest show on YouTube, and he had Gordon Ramsay, and they asked a question to Gordon Ramsay: what are the hidden costs of having a restaurant business? You say, well, the hidden costs is labor costs and rent. So again, I'm actually thinking a markup because I understand that you have a business and your business is costing you money. I understand that you're charging a price because you need to make a profit. Now, I work for a company, right? I work for a company, and I know deep down that the reason I have such good condition of work, the reason why I have a job at all, is because there's a profit. Because no profit makes the company close. Company close means the service is no longer offered. So you see, this is what we'll be talking about, but there's already a relationship of a slavery here. And I shouldn't be using the word slavery as it is, but let's talk about it. I don't mean racial slavery. I don't mean religious slavery. I don't mean your sexuality slavery. I'm talking about a financial slavery, which is basically capitalistic values. I need to give money to this company if I want to make up for it. So you're seeing often, and this is the crazy part. This is the absolute crazy part. At the very beginning of this video, think about the mom and pop shop restaurant that made panini. If that mom and pop shop panini place had financial trouble and decided to do an event where they would get fund and they would do like this special event, I would have partake because I felt like I know them. I didn't really know them, but I felt like I knew them. And to me, that was good enough. And if it was good enough, why not? Right? Simple. Really fucking simple. If a company like, I don't know, Target, just to name a few, Walmart, were to say, hey, we need cash, right? We need cash. We're gonna make an event, but we need you. I need the community to come along and do. You would be like, no, this is a multinational, right? And then you're seeing what happened last year, and certain Walmart where it was completely ransacked. People were eating in Walmart, filming themselves, steal from Walmart. Am I saying Walmart is a victim? No. Am I saying Walmart is an oppressor? No. Am I saying that people shouldn't be treating Walmart the way they were because it's simply an image of capitalistic value, and you have an issue with capitalistic value? That's on you. And USA, we destroyed, I'm not American, so I'm not going to say we, but they destroyed a historic statue because they were so-called racist. And although they were so-called racist, that statue represented the history, you know? We cannot take a person, right, that did something. For example, I'm gonna take a person like I don't know, who's a unsung hero. Who's a unsung hero? Let's say Tommy Fox, which is a Canadian runner who had one leg amputated and was replaced by prosthetic or a prosthesis. I don't know how you call it, prosthetic. And he ran across a very large distance to represent Canadians. Now, there's no doubt that Terry did some horrible thing in his life, but nothing. So you see those people that we destroyed the statue of did a horrible thing, but they did good thing. Nobody, and I do mean nobody, is inherently evil or inherently good. All of us have this things that we're doing that we're not proud of. All of us have those things that we're doing that we're proud of. The fact that it's sad. The fact that I'm at work, right? And I know basically some of those people that I'm working with are working harder because they have more stress. And I'm sitting there and I'm saying, dude, it's your choice if you take that stress. But somebody needs to take that stress, and I feel bad about it. And as an excuse, I'm using the excuse that I'm there, that I'm working also, but I'm working less than them. So I get this feeling of guilt of I'm being part of the team, but I'm working less. And it's hard for me to say so because, again, a big part of making this channel, a big part of being me, about being assertive. When I started this channel, I was getting bullied, right? Now, this is not an excuse. It's not an excuse. I was getting bullied at the place I'm working now. And the reason I got bullied was because I didn't invest myself. But how would I invest myself in a place that would bully me? It was a cycle, right? And now it's going well, and I'm realizing that all of those years that I was bullied, yes, I was victimizing myself. I was calling myself a victim. And as a fuck you to the abuser, I was saying, I'm not going to learn the work. I'll be there every day. I'll be on time, but I'm not going to learn. more than I need to do. This is what I need to be doing. Anything more or less is useless. And that's not a good way to think. Now, where does this bring us? Where does this entire thing bring us? Nobody is inherently evil or good. Some company they have a markup. Like this company that I bought food from tonight, I know they have a business. I know they have employees. Those employees have a family. Now, there is a dilemma that we have right now. We have a huge dilemma. Those companies that have these employees, those companies that have those can play with family, I feel bad for the family because I'm like, oh, if this place closed, a lot of people are going to lose their job. A lot of family are going to be losing its salary. Some family need that salary. If it's not my fault, it's not my fault that the shop is closing. Their shop can be closing because they took disastrous business choices. They didn't do a proper publicity. They've been changing the quality of the food. They've been losing a customer base, and they didn't try to get them back. There's a lot of reasons for that, but I still feel as a human being guilty for a company closing and having some of their employees gone, and I shouldn't feel guilty because this is not my problem. I didn't do anything. I'm not their boss. I'm not paying their bills, but I'm a customer. So we have this relationship already. This relationship is part of something we called the law of twos. And now I know what you're saying. Oh, Daddy Inky, what's the law of two? Well, my child, it's super simple. There exist two people in this world. Two kind of people. I'm gonna let you guys think. Think again. Really good. Buyer and seller. If you had any other answer, I don't know what you're thinking about, bro, but you're wrong. We're all the same. We're buyer and seller. Now, everybody needs to eat, right? And somebody needs to provide the food. This is called a buyer. Now, the buyer is seen as this bad guy because he's making a profit. But the buyer is taking a risk. Now, by giving you this capitalistic lesson, I'm also understanding that I have to be biased. I have to be non-biased. I have to be looking at both sides. The seller, right? He takes a risk. He's gonna buy okay. He's gonna be buying 10 bags of Coca-Cola, knowing he might only sell 4. He's gonna incur a loss, but he's willing to take the loss because of something in the business called the law of business. Be willing. Sometimes you make a profit, sometimes you lose money, right? The law of two stipulates that there's two people. The law of two stipulates that there's buyer versus seller. What the law of two is making you believe is that it's fair. There's only two people. They're equal. There's buyer and there's seller. The seller takes risk. The buyer pays. The seller makes money. But the buyer has the service that he needs. It's not true. This is not true. You take a group of 20 people. I want you to picture. Okay, you know what? We're gonna be playing a little game. I want you to think about. I want you to think about your classroom. If you're out of school for a while, I want you to think about your coworker. I want you to think about them carefully. Each and every single one of them. The one you hate the most, the one you like the most. And you think, and you think, and you think. Then you realize that out of those 20, there's 1 or 2 buyer. So automatically, it's not equal. There's a lot more buyer. And you can say the buyer is making more money because he is. Now, what you have to realize, and what we're not teaching you in school, and why this is called Marketing 101. Am I too close? Don't give a fuck if I'm too close. This is why we're calling this 101. So you see the buyer, right? There's 2 people out of 20. So there's 10 times the money. There's 10 people that are available to buy the product. There's 10 potential clients, 10 potential buyer. And those potential buyers are bringing money. So if you had 10 buyers and 10 sellers, then the buyer would have a lot of choice. But the reality is, in this economy, and then this this economic handcuff that we have, not all of us can be buyer. It's also a mentality. To be a seller, you have to have leadership. To be a seller, you have to be organized. It's harder to sell than to buy. To buy, I just have to work. So What I'm saying by this is money has no value because of two simple things. I'm gonna take do I have some money? Do I have some cash? Do I picture the fact that there's this amount of cash? I don't think I do. I don't know is the truth. I have money? No, is this truth? I'm afraid. So we gonna take this card and we're gonna work so hard. Okay. Okay, cool. 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 Cool, 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 cool. Garbage. The laws of two stipulate that we're two equal, the buyer and the seller. Now, the seller, right? It's a lot harder because you have to find your business. You have to make sure that your business is good and people come to your business, right? Now we look at those two notes. A note versus a ticket to get some free coffee. Now, technically, if you buy 7 coffee, you get 1 free. So this is not money, but this is an incentive to buy. It's an incentive to sell. If I sell 7 coffee, I have to pay. And now I know what you're saying. Dude, you bought 7 coffee but only got 1 free, you're getting fucked over. No, because the seller doesn't have to give you a coffee. They're giving you a coffee as an incentive to buy. But you don't have to. Because the reality is you'd be buying coffee every day, even if they didn't give it to you. You think this card and those 7 stickers change a thing? They don't. They give you the illusion they do. And you're happy because at the end of the day, I got a free coffee. It doesn't matter how much you paid for it. It doesn't matter how much you had for it. But it's not. So this is a seller. This is a buyer. This is an idea. This is money. Wait, I have to get money because it's a better example. Perfect. We got this $20 bill. I can work my whole entire life, right? And not learn a single skill, and I'll still make $20. No matter the job I have, I'll get paid. Because my time is worth money. And we're being bred to think that if I work hard, I'll get paid. Doesn't matter how much I know, the amount of work I do is the important part. Doesn't matter if I improve. As the prime example, I am working 8 years in the same company, not learning shit. And I still made the money. So what incentive do I have to buy? Right? Now I lost the place we were, and that sucks. Now, this, as a buyer, I'm not a seller, right? But this is a paper with notes. For video, I'm gonna make this a video, and I have about 5 videos on this paper, 5 ideas. And as long as I have those ideas, I'll do something, right? It doesn't matter what I do, it matters what I'm able to do. But sadly, that money has value. This paper with ideas, with possible improvement to my content, which again might have no impact, but some impact. And the reality is, we worship this, and this is horse shit. Now let's say it again: worship horse shit. Sounds similar, totally different. You know what's the reality of it, and why this is so important? You see this? This has value. You see this? If this one day has value, what can I get from it? What is the most important thing I can get from this? And it's money. It's money. I can improve life, but most of all, it all equates to money. And the reality is, this, to me, has more value. These are ideas that I had. And they might not have value to anybody else, but they have value to me. But this is a part of my brain that I wrote down. And this is a senseless job. It's me building the dream of somebody else. No value. You see? And why this is so important is because not everybody can be a seller, but everybody can be a buyer. Not everybody can write those things on this paper, but everybody can have this. This is worship, this is horseshit. The reality is this is worship, but we have no idea what it is. Now, you're saying, bro, you're stupid, this is a $20. This is $20. How can you not know what it is? It is $20, but we don't know the value of $20. What did $20 give us 10 years ago? What does it give it today? What are they going to give you in 5 years? See? No value. Right? So, make money and keep the business afloat. You can make more money, the business is viable when then you lose all hope, right? Okay, cool. Again, talk about something called the risk of business. Make money to keep the business afloat, right? Nice. Okay, good, good, good. And you see, those two seller have the potential to make 10 times the money because there's 10 times the buyers, right? And they have the more buyer we are, the more slave to this we are, the more the buyer is gonna make something. Now, I mentioned places like McDonald's, Walmart. Those are seen as capitalistic, but the reality is there's another class in front of that, and that's banks. Right? I was talking to this guy, and he was telling me how banks were responsible for a lot of great wars. Okay, here's B. I feel guilty that I overpaid, but my markup is this content, right? I'll get money from this content. Now, this meal cost me $60. This video is eternal. This video will always last. Something will delete them. I don't care. It's only a video. But if it's up for 20 years, all I need to do, money-wise, is get $60. The second I get $60, it's all profit. That's my markup. You see, the company that we thought were the evil procure a service. If they don't procure the service, they don't get the money. Understood? And it's such a complicated thing because you want to put yourself in the... You want to talk about the business and the seller, you know? Me, by making this video and being able to make money, I'm like a fisherman. A fisherman that can fish will never go hungry. Somebody who buys fish can go hungry. Understood? Understand to up your value, your financial value, not financially money-wise, but your ability to make money. The reason I'm telling you this is you have this image, you have this illusion that I get a salary, this is my worth. You're worth more, your time is worth more. You're being told that you're worth that much because this is your new paycheck. If you make this amount per hours, your value is this. If I make $200 per hour, my value is $200. Now, why is one of my hours worth time more than one of your hours? It's because of something called, again, markup. I can offer a service you can't. See, we're taught at schools, right? To be a doctor, you have to go to school, right? To be a doctor, you have to be smart. And to be a doctor, you have to do so much that you shouldn't have to do. But once you do those things, when you go to that school and when you pay those university a huge amount of money, then you can become a doctor, and the doctor makes a lot of money. But the reality is, doctor can save life. Everybody can save life. Because they can save life, they do what? We've watched this in the very beginning of the second part. Because they can save life and you can, they are offering a service that you can't. And because of that, they can offer up a markup. Now, the reality is, not all of us are going to be seller, but all of us can have a value. All of us can do something somebody else can't. Now, back in the days, we used to call these trades. And back in the days, we had a very small village. Back in the days, Lachine was a very small village, the place I was born in. Back in the days, there was one barber. Everybody could cut hair, right? There was one barber. And this goes back all the way back to the fact that my father cuts my hair because that's the only thing we do together. Now, this barber wasn't great. He wasn't the amazing Michelangelo. He didn't paint the Sistine Chapel. He wasn't this Picasso of hair. But he cut hair. He was the only barber in town offering a service that only he could offer. Everybody could open up a barber shop and everybody would make profits, right? But even then, if somebody was to open up a barber shop, there would be two. And the second there's two, there's competition. And the second there's competition, it's a dog eats dog. And again, all of this for this. It's crazy. Know what your worth is. Not your worth financially, not your worth of time, but what your worth, what you can bring to the table. Use this and become something greater. Now, you may think that you cannot offer anything to the table yet, and possibly you can't. But the reality is, one day, you'll be able to offer something greater than what you can offer right now. And that day that you can offer something greater than you can right now, you'll accomplish everything. I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.